It was a weekday night. After finishing work, I drove straight into the mountains for a solo camping trip, my way of unwinding. The site was a tiny clearing deep in the forest, completely unlit. The caretaker's hut was already closed. I arrived a little after 1 a.m. No voices. No cars. No signs of anyone else around. I pitched my tent, lit a fire, and settled into my chair. The crackling of the wood, the cold air, the smell of pine, it felt perfect. For a while. Staring into the flames, something moved at the edge of my vision. I turned, nothing but trees. When I looked back at the fire, I noticed it. A human-shaped shadow behind the flames. Except, the shadow wasn't moving with the fire. The flames flickered left, and the shadow stayed still. Then, seconds later, the shadow flickered late, like a broken animation. It was unmistakably human in shape. But the movement was too smooth, too weightless, almost digital. I glanced down at my phone for just a moment. 2:07 a.m. When I lifted my head again, the shadow was facing the opposite direction. I hadn't seen it turn. It was as if someone swapped the frame while I blinked. My skin crawled. No wind. No other campers. No reason for a silhouette to behave like that. I stood up to get a better look. But as soon as I stepped outside the circle of firelight, the shadow disappeared. Completely. When I backed toward the fire again, the shadow returned. Closer than before. About a meter closer. It still didn't move with the flames. It had its own rhythm, like it was breathing separately from the world. I tossed in another log. The flames surged and the shadow slid forward. Smoothly. Silently. I froze. Add fire, it approaches. Reduce fire, it retreats. But it never vanished. That's when a terrifying thought hit me. If I put the fire out, I wouldn't be able to see it coming. The shadow might already be close. In the dark, I'd never know. Every instinct in my body screamed at me. Run. Right now. I grabbed nothing. Left the chair, table, everything. And yes, I left the campfire burning. I knew it was dangerous. Irresponsible. Absolutely wrong. But in that moment, the fear was stronger than guilt. Stronger than everything. I sprinted toward my car. As I reached the driver's seat, I glanced toward the fire one last time. The shadow was standing nearly inside the flames. As if the fire were pulling it forward. No sound. No footsteps. Only a jet-black outline, shaking out of sync with the world. I slammed the doors, locked them, and started the engine. Just as I hit the headlights, the windshield caught a faint reflection of the fire behind me. And in that reflection, the shadow stood much, much closer. I floored the accelerator. I never went back. I haven't camped since. I can't even look at firelight without feeling sick. I still think about the shadow. About how it moved on its own timeline. About how light didn't reveal it. Light summoned it. When I drove away that night, the last thing I saw in the mirror was the fire flickering in one direction. And the shadow flickering in another. If it had followed me beyond the firelight, I don't think I'd be here to tell this story.